Okay. Oh, good. We finally figured out how to run this godforsaken thing. I never thought a day in my life I'd figured out how to run this because it's only been so long since I've actually been sober. Well, not really sober. I've had a couple of these. And finally figured out how to run this. So, folks we have tonight for our introductions are two good buddies we always have. Our good buddy, the professional crane eater, Crossfire, and our Slav, who just, don't screw with them.
Who hates Russians so much that he was willing to commit war crimes in Kaliningrad.
Hey, what can I say? He eats the crayons, you're bitching over the tracksuits. I don't know what to tell the two of you because he's beating the crap out of someone over Crayola, and you're beating the crap out of someone over 2 stripes or 3 stripes or 4.
Nah, we beat up people for fucking up our fucking farmers. Russia will pay for this shit.
Yeah, as long as anybody, the farmers that they got by us.
Even if it has to be on the map lastly drawn on the last days of Earth.
Dude, you should see the farming crap we have in southern Illinois. These hicks can hardly figure out what the nonsense is going on. It's because we had the guys that were providing the corn because we had the prisons and the women's prisons at that. And then they decided they were going to close up the women's prisons, so it's okay, crap. So we have to get rid of the corn for the women's prisons, and we have to put it in diesel. And then they decided after they were going to decide that the diesel eco goddamn corn fuel they were going to make wasn't good enough, they were going to decide they were going to put in the windmills. And then they lost their minds over the windmills, and they said, well, what the hell else are we going to do? And I said, I don't know, go have sex with goats or something. And then they decided to try and turn that into a fuel. And I said, no, I was being sarcastic, you psychotic degenerates. And then the rest of the World Economic Forum decided that it was a good idea to try and turn.
What's up, Scoob?
They say,
nice
yo.
mask, bro. Anyway,
the rest of the people decided to have sex with goats and turn it into fuel. I'm sorry.
Fuck World Economic Forum, am I right?
Yeah, war and economics is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I'd rather take peacetime economics because at least I don't have people who are trying to have sex with goats and organize with people.
What are you guys talking about? It's nearly noon about doing your mom.
I really don't know what to tell you. It's
sorry, I'm just reading out the comments.
It's it's over by your neighbors and the insane crap they have going on by you.
Yeah.
And if it isn't the insane stuff that they have going on by you, it's the dead bodies accrued by me.
Dude.
Oh my god, dude, Styler, you are you evil German. I'm going to put this up there because, okay, you asked for this. I'm not going to ask your mother anything because she's going to look at me.
Be cool, dude. Be cool, dude.
Your mom's going to look at me and ask me, why am I not asking in the proper format? Because I don't know the proper format of asking a question. I hardly know enough crowd to ask for the bathroom. So your mother's going to look at me, why are you asking me this? You should ask it like that. And I will get an entire diatribe thrown at me, and I'm going to have beer steins cracked against my head. So I'm going to be...
You're fucking evil, man.
He's got my balls in the vice. What can I tell you?
Sometimes I watch what the fuck our Ukrainians are using it back in the war, and Jesus Christ, I'm fucking jealous.
Yeah,
they pulled out a MG42s out of museums, out of the ground, cleaned them up, and loaded them up to fire to kill the Russians.
Oh, God.
I'm fucking jealous of those guys.
Okay. When I was preparing for the riots to come up within about a month and a half, One firearm I was trying to get my hands on because legally I could narrowly have this if they would actually tap the magazine. I was trying to get a GSG 40 because just like how you have the MP40, the GSG redesigned the MP40 and they had it in 9mm as a pistol.
GSG MP40.
Yeah,
Nice.
yes. That's what they did. They bastardized it and they turned it the. Oh,
Honestly,
yeah.
Everyone who had it in their hands and fired it are really disappointed. And yes, they went Berlin on the Ruskies. Surprisingly, they hold out for almost a year. I'm surprised and impressed. They did Blitzkrieg better than Germans back in 1941. That's for sure.
The Russians or the
Ukrainians.
Okay.
Like, holy shit! I was watching how fast they are reclaiming the territory with my coworkers, who are totally hotties, by the way. And bro, my my mouth was open all the day. Jaw was open wide for a Blitzkrieg. How's that Blitzkrieg? Within a couple of hours, they reached Chicago lands, lots of small villages and they literally went Desert Storm the proper time, the proper way. Not like Russians when they try to invade Ukraine.
So you had your office
very
workers.
true.
You had your office
true.
workers decide
and that was the defensive war in 1939 against Poland. Just because we were busy with Germans. Yeah. Fucking Russian faggots.
Funny thing I would like to add is, amongst all of the insane issues you guys have had with the Ruskies, the irony we had with the riots is comically like the irony you guys had with the Ruskies. They decided to invade you and do all of this nonsensical stuff with the Balkans. And we had the same thing with these BLM pro-Chomsky BrevCom nonsensical morons. I'm going to reiterate the nonsensical because strategically they had us surrounded, and they could have really made a major offensive against us. They just decided to rob random stores, and all of the stores they decided to rob were the ones that were armed, or the ones that the police had somebody at, or somebody was armed security, or one of the guys from the neighborhood was like, "Hey, you get the hell out of this neighborhood." And not as a, like, they're gonna violently be shaking their fist. No, like, get the hell out of the neighborhood because they had a firearm and they ran. So
I could count a picture against Poland. That was a diversion. You wish.
Not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to ask him. Are you sure you're not talking about Hegwish? Not gonna lie, doing sidewalk. I know you don't know much about the riots.
If you mean the 1920 Polish Soviet War?
Yeah, he's in the comments.
It wasn't in 1923. It was more of a 1919-1920. Which, by coming to the 20s back in the last century, you guys want to hear a funny story about my family?
Sure.
My aunt, like great aunt, was a lover of a guy who offed our president back in the 20s.
He offed your president? Okay.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
President Narutovich. Yep. She was his lover. Gabriel Narutovich. Died in December 16th, 1922 in Warsaw.
Ow.
You know how long was his how long he ruled?
Long enough, I assume.
5 days.
I think
within a week. Yes, 5 days. Within a week, he was killed.
Wow.
This guy barely makes it a week and he kicks a bucket.
No, he was shot. Shot dead.
Guy who's running his country barely makes it a week. He gets shot.
So you better not piss us off.
Okay,
Because,
remind me again. What country was this guy running? Was this guy running Ukraine? Was this guy running Poland? Guy runs Poland for barely a week. He gets his brains blown out the back of his head.
And my aunt was a lover of a guy who killed him.
I'll give the Polish credit. They keep it fucking tight. I mean, they gave this guy a fucking week. He didn't do his job. They took him out.
I mean, the shortest president, or like the shortest like presidency the U.S. has had was like a month.
Yeah. That's because this guy decided it was a smart idea to shake hands with people in Chi-Town. And he didn't realize that we had anarchists in Chi-Town, so they blew his guts out the back of his butthole.
Excuse me, what? Why every funny story
like that.
happens when I either going to the bathroom or going for
You get 1 week. Oh, that's some serious shit. Yo, I give them credit.
Oh, that's where the Slavs got it right.
Yeah.
About what?
No, all these,
Seriously, I missed it. What
kids,
you were talking about?
Kids and Irish kids, they were all talking to me about this. I'm like, I'm looking at it like, this is your first Slav war, isn't it, boys? Like, look, let them handle this shit with your lily white nonsense that you guys are all going on about. They're, oh no. I told them all.
That's what I've been saying.
I remember
Exactly.
I remember the 90s. Let them handle this shit. Seriously. I'm listening to everyone of the British Isles. They're all like, oh no. Look.
Question, who the fuck
really
cares
great.
about British?
Worry about your own islands. Let the Slavs handle
I
this
will
shit.
humor you on who cares about the British.
But seriously, that's my biggest thing with everything that's been going on.
My brother in Christ, who the
Slavs handle
fuck
this
cares
shit.
about British?
This is something the Western world should not be interfering in.
Pixie really wants to know why the hell the British trying to get involved in his country.
Is it a British?
Funny thing,
That's what they do.
a lot of
They're
Brits
busybodies.
are actually
We can see the
emigrating to
trumpets in their nose
Poland.
in the air.
I
God,
just thought no one cares about
there,
British.
there's a slang
Yeah,
that you
they,
taught me that
Their
Kat
queen is
picked
dead.
up
Who
on.
gives a shit?
She's been incessantly saying cognazo whenever anytime anyone's been an asshole.
What that Middle Ages, Dark Age slang.
That dark age slang you have
Yeah,
from
it
the
means
people that are
dog.
ho.
It means that you have a nose like a dog. Well, you know
Yeah.
something here.
I just because you mentioned it, I wanted it to, but she's picked up on that because the fact for just about the same reasons. She's tried to get people to be counter wrestlers for the wrestlers she has for her company, but despite the fact that her wrestlers are sodomites, they don't want to fight them, and it's not because they have a fear of being sodomized, which is what I don't understand. Is because I'll get up there at the end of it every night and I'll have my broken ass knees and I'll swing my billy club around my tire knocker and I'll say, will you not challenge me? And they never do. They never do for whatever their goddamn forsaken reason is. But these people, they'll type until the day is ended
Holy shit.
about how they don't like it. And it's like, yo, I'm a Catholic. I understand why you don't like these people. I will defend these people on principle to fight you. You're not going to fight me? Okay, who the hell are you going to fight? You want to fight the guy that's going to violate your asshole? Do you want to fight the guy who's going to violate your mouth? Do you want to violate the guy who's going to dress you up like a furry and then slap you through raised to Sunday and then throw you into the garbage to be recycled? Take your pick.
Oh,
The thing
as
is,
you mentioned
with
furries,
any of these people,
I
they
remember
don't
one
give a shit.
fucked up story
As
that
long as
happened.
it's fucking willing. I don't
couple-
Anytime
couple
furries
years
are brought
ago.
up, it's
Like,
a-
2 years
They're
ago.
doing this shit as long as everyone involved is there willing.
really
no one got
fucked up
dragged there
story.
and chained. No one's got like a fucking cattle prod put to their spine.
Back
Like, you're
in
gonna do this?
August, like
Yeah.
maybe August 8th or
Just don't teach it
15th.
to the
I don't
kids.
remember
Don't
exactly
teach it to
when.
the children. Don't
We
put it
held,
in my TV shows and my friggin' movies.
Both you and Pixie are talking over each other.
Sorry.
Okay, Pixie, you gonna go first or Scooby? You gonna go first? Which one of you is gonna go first?
Scoob, go first.
I'm not
Okay.
even in this stream.
I'm just a
spectator.
guest here.
Well, you already started on, so you got to start what you finished.
You mean finish what I started?
Finish what you started with about the sodomites.
Not sodomites. I'm saying I don't give a shit if somebody wants to sit there and bang a rubber plant.
Uh-huh.
Have at it. I don't give a fuck what consenting adults do as long as they're all there willingly of their own accord. I mean, to think what they're doing is probably disgusting, and I'll probably get a throw up in my mouth because it's repulsive shit.
You likely will, because I have
But
twice.
they're doing it themselves. They're all there of their own accord as long as no one got dragged there in chains with a cattle prod shoved up their ass. I have no right to tell them, hey, look, you're a bunch of sick fucking assholes. Cut the shit. I don't got that right. As long as you're not teaching it to the kids, you're not putting it in the television, and you're not putting it in the movies. I want to go see a movie about superheroes. Why does there have to be a 5-minute diatribe about how they like to tag each other up the ass? I don't need to know this shit. I'll give it to you even further. If they want to say, oh, well, we don't want to see straight shit, yeah, fine, bet. If a man and a woman just handshake in a movie, I'm good with that. I go there to see shit explode. I don't want to see fucking romance. I'll go watch a romance movie. I don't need romance in my other movies, so I'm fine with that. Oh, we don't want to see straight romance. Yeah, bet, fine. That means more car chases. Have at it.
Yeah.
All right, so you gentlemen want to interject on that and add to it?
About furries, I remember one fucked up story we had like 2 years ago or so. It was in August.
He's going
if my
about
memory
furries.
serves me
Of course they are.
correctly.
They're furries.
We held a military-style picnic for a
My name is
Polish
Tyler,
Army
but I'm
Day.
actually Star Wolf.
Fucking hell. Anyway,
Okay.
okay, he left.
Yeah, this is like the third time this has happened.
Bruh. Like, actually, bruh.
And this is the first time on the stream.
Oh, shit. Here he is.
I don't even know what to do to... Okay, now... Okay.
Sorry.
Oh,
I
the poll is in the chat.
Oh, hey, your stalker's deciding to give us attention.
Oh.
Yeah.
Take a fucking guess. Who the hell else?
I have
Alright.
a lot of stalkers. Can you narrow that shit down?
Asshole that dresses like your father. That picture that you brought out and said this was my father's
You
finest
mean,
suit.
well, the bald midget in Texas, the gargoyle-looking motherfucker.
Yes. And I actually spelled out because you showed me that picture and I said no.
Anyway,
He unknowingly dressed like your father. Yes, that asshole. I'm not kidding you. I'll save this.
No, I believe you. No, fuck him.
Sorry,
Anyway.
gentlemen. I just want to bet. So, pardon me.
Oh, what? You bet me who's going to show up the next stream, right?
Yes.
I
Anyway,
remember that.
returning
all
to
right.
Okay, take a swig.
Yeah, Mazel Tov.
Mazel tov.
wasze zdrowie.
Nastrovia.
Anyway, returning to my story.
Yes.
We, in August, like 2 or 3 years ago or so, we held a military-style picnic because of the
Bald midget.
Polish Army Day. So, we dressed accordingly to the occasion
This
as
fucking
German
pussy.
soldiers.
This
So-
fucking pussy.
We strolled around the bunker.
Go on. It's
military
just the added
equipment.
humor of this.
No, we showed up with our German army equipment, all that shebang, for the Polish Army Day. Yes.
Mhm.
Then my friend comes. His other friend he brought him with him. This other friend was a furry.
Oh God, no.
This fucker carried a fucking butt plug tail through his pants. Next thing I know, both German army reenactors and NKVD reenactors who were with us beat the shit out of him.
Wait. Okay. You've got commie and Nazi reenactors that beat the shit out of a furry because he was with the Waffen reenactors and they beat his ass.
Nah, he wasn't
Sorry?
visiting. Look, I may hate commies with all of my heart, but we hate furries even more.
I don't blame you. I hate furries all the same. They annoy the
Yeah,
shit out of me.
furries are disturbing.
Look,
If furries want
they
to be
can't
treated
do
as
cat
animals, then I can
patrols.
hunt them down.
Oh God.
Yeah, fat chance, you sleazy looking motherfucker.
There's not much I can say for you if you're in a reenactment group. Because look, I've gone to buy ammunition when I was an Indiana resident, and I ran into a guy because he had the Iron Cross and I recognized it. I said, "Oh, who are you with?" And da 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 da. And he said he was a reenactment group out of Rockford, Illinois. So he told me the story and the song and the dance and so on and so forth. And we got along great. And I got 2 boxes of 7.62
Oh, he won't
by
come
39.
back, just like your father.
I didn't tell him that one. That's actually good. No, because he was literally like, "Well, yeah, because of my heritage and because I know how to speak." And he put about 8 lines of kraut out better than what I could ask for. "I wish to use the bathroom, good sir, because you know my kraut is absolute garbage." And this guy just spells it out perfectly as it is. So he got into doing the Waffen reenactments.
The Waffen SS?
Yeah, he got to do the Waffen SS reenactments from Indiana for Rockford, Illinois, because they were the better reenactment group for whatever the reason was. But they got shut down for 2 years because of the retard virus, so he got boned on it. But it's just the happenstance of I had the necklace on, and he recognized it, and him and I talked about it. Well, I was trying to get a goddamn rifle that they didn't have, so I just bought a couple boxes of 7.62 by 39 and some 380, and
He's got to feed his babies.
Oh yeah, well he's naturally got to feed his kids.
You have to give your baby some food.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, pretty much we beat up a 30. But your story is also cool. Other story was...
Yours is better than mine. Don't undercut yourself, damn it.
All stories we share, you're fucking awesome. The other story is more fucked up, honestly more life-threatening. It was maybe 4 or 5 years ago, maybe? During a reenactment close to the Grom's training exercise. Yes, those Grom. We were...
You say it about where I'm thinking you're saying?
Nah, we weren't caught by Grom Special Forces, don't worry. Anyway...
Okay.
We were prepared. We were wearing a woolen. Some of them were wearing a summer uniforms because it was summer. It was hot, and I didn't want to sweat to boil in my woolen uniform. So we wait in the heat. We wait in the sun. Other reenactment group that was invited came out. Has arrived, completely wasted. Like seriously, They were stumbling up on their own feet.
They're about as drunk as shit, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, what can I tell you? Beer is good, my friend.
I'm thankful there were firefighters because the commanding officer of those drunk tars has produced a signal pistol, a flare gun. He fired it in the sky, and it actually landed. It actually landed in the tall grass and it lit it on fire.
Oh.
We didn't realize it until after the reenactment when fire was spread.
Pixie's got a reenactor and a regiment of reenactors that are drunk as piss from the fire department. These guys are absolutely piss drunk, so what they decide in their infinite wisdom is to fire off a flare gun for emergency uses. To light the entire field of battle for the reenactment on fire to get emergency services to cover the fire. The reenactment.
Flare guns in the military perspective back in the
probably very effective.
20th century were meant for communication. Like
so wait, so you
creativity. I give him that.
So what? Because the flare got fired, the entire Polish military decided, "Oh crap, there's something going on," so they immediately deployed outside of the reenactment.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh my God, this is terrible. So the actual Polak military decided to assemble because they seen a flare.
No, just the firefighters. Just the firefighters.
Right,
we don't.
Okay, no, he says it's apparently just the firefighters.
We don't use the flare guns for communications anymore. It was late in the 20th century.
They mobilized.
I just thought I'd assume because, I mean, not to be a prick, but your neighbor's
cool.
third world.
No, but let's be real about it. You'll see
That
mine.
look,
You think they're going to organize that fast like that if they see a flare? No.
Oh, well, on each
Dude,
side they can.
let me say this like this.
Overall. I'm not talking about, I mean, I'm sure that over in like Staten Island they're probably on point, but let's be in Brooklyn. No. I'm being realistic.
No, I mean, like, since the rats and that, no, if I fire up a flare gun and they know that the flare gun is a signal for we need to assemble and defend the neighborhood, no, the Kings and McSecas, Angels, etc. is probably going to assemble, and I'm going to probably have the beat captain come up to me and go, "The fuck are you bothering me for?"
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say, "Commander, I'm very sorry to interrupt you, but I am having to fire the flare for XYZ reason because something is going on. So naturally, we need to handle the criminality."
Yeah.
Anyway, returning to
I'll laugh my ass off.
What I was
Goes
saying,
to the stream now. BLM starts
we
firing
don't
off
use
flares
the
like
signal
crazy.
the signal flares.
Yeah, no, I'm saying if like the
flare
next
guns
time they
for
have the riot,
communication no more.
firing off the
That
flares
was in
everywhere,
like
absolute
20th
hate.
century. We had radios. Now, come on, we're not a third world country. That reminds me, there is new classifications for the world: first world, second world, third world, and Russia.
My third world communications. Well, you know what doesn't surprise me with the economy.
There was one
No.
time I said third world countries in one of the discords I'm in, and the weirdos over there were like, "It's fourth world." I'm like,
What the fuck's the
"Excuse me,
fourth world?
what?" And they're like, "It's or first world, second, like the first world, third world thing is stupid shit from the Cold War." And I'm like,
Pretty much, yeah.
okay. And I'm like, describes like what's going on these days, or like what is the best description.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use some arbitrary other thing that you just came up with.
True, and I share the butthole pressure, man, because you gotta get the bad and AFCAF care and all that crap. No, I get you. It's part of the reason why I like the comedy between his state and mine. We're both in blue states. They have these insane, nonsensical.
I'm a
things
former
that they're gonna
blue
say.
stater.
Yeah, thankfully you escaped. I have to wait an entire year, you son of a bitch, before I can actually get out of the state of Illinois and get into Indiana. I have to wait an entire year because my credit has to go up within the parameters that I have. Aside from that, yes, I have to be working because these people are wondering constantly why I'm not on the internet. I have a job. I work, whether it's one job or another job or a side gig or something else I'm doing. Yes, I have a freaking job. I'm earning an income. And they're going on about this proto-Chomskyist sodomite nonsense that Iron Lord is used to, or I'm sorry, Pixie is used to putting into the ground because they're gonna, oh, he's a pixie, he's gonna be able to, no, you bitch, smack across the face, throw him in the ditch, screw you, bang, 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 because unlike the rest of these degenerates, he's a good Slav. He knows when to put a good bitch down.
Hey, I don't put bitches down. I put Russians down, preferably 6 feet under.
Hey,
Simple as.
well, I'm not going to argue what it is on the paperwork. If you want to say it's a bitch or it's a rooster or it's one of those multi-gendered autocrats, hey, the a-hole is delivered unto the grave and he's out of the rest of our problems.
Look, there is
That's
no
all.
man, there is no problem. Simple as that.
Exactly my point. Hey, there's no problems. It's been resolved. Who the hell cares? It's done. It's done.
Moving
That's all that
moving
matters.
on. Nothing to
Water
say.
under the bridge.
Yes, sir. Which is comically because we've bantered around the lot of this.
There is something suspicious going on in Ukraine.
No shit, Sherlock. That's the comedy I wanted to spit at because the rest of us are like, okay, we're gonna put the bodies under this. Dude, there's so many directions you can spit at this with.
Let me say this: Russians are not prepared for the winter war right now. I've seen the bodies of Russian troops crying as a slain, and Jesus Christ, I almost feel sorry for them. Keyword: almost.
For me, I've barely been paying attention to the Ukraine thing because I've had enough with the military. So I'm just like, oh, cool. Ukrainians seem to be winning, but I don't care.
10 fuckers paying attention.
It's kind of one of those
apparently.
things.
Look, those guys.
What are they not bored?
I guess they must be.
Losers.
Fuck them.
Anyway, Russians are not given winter clothes. They are going in a summer uniform through the snow, through the cold. They're not getting medical equipment they need. They're not getting field dressings. They're not getting tourniquets. They're not getting even food for the soldiers. They're getting rusted to the core AK-47s. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Well, I know they got the 12s, but I mean, come on, 12s are shit, but come on, they've got to at least be giving him good MREs, man. You got to be bullshitting me here.
Bro, though MREs are really out of date by like 7-8 years.
That's
9 years. Sorry.
That's par for the course with the course with the U.S. military too.
Really, though?
Yeah, that's par for the course.
That's why I wanted both you guys in here because Pixie, you're on the border, and
I'm on the other border.
Sorry, I'm about to like barf and throw up and so on. Sorry,
I'm
you're a crane eater. He's on the border, so it's
wait. You're Ukrainian?
No.
Bruh. I'm depressed. Sorry.
Oh my god, you're gonna kill me. Oh, you're gonna absolutely kill me.
They don't have
armor. I'm American.
They don't have armor.
No,
I just moved from. Yeah, I moved from New York to Texas, so that's the joke I was making.
Yeah, no, Crossfire is a true blue American, and he is living and eating red, white, and blue in a Crayola box. In the most thorough and American way you can. He is living and eating and being the crayons that founded this country.
Fuck. Okay.
He is a living, all-powerful meme that you don't want to touch because as soon as you touch him, he will eradicate you because memes are power to not be questioned.
And he's seen the stupid memes I find.
Yeah, you find some twisted shit that I have to look sideways at and go, why the hell did you send me this? Look, my city has dead bodies galore, and you'll send me some asinine nonsense about anime women dancing, and I can go, dude, I've got dead bodies in a fucking failed robbery of 3 vehicles, and you're sending me this? What the hell am I looking at?
I'm not selling my shit.
If you can't steal a sedan, what the hell do I want to look at you for?
Dude, I have so much shit on my PC, you would puke. Anyway, Russians don't even have tanks right now. They are sending in T-62s, which is like ancient Cold War era tanks. They're stealing equipment for Belarus. I wish that was a joke.
And from what I know, the U.S. has been shipping over like all kinds of supplies and money too.
Yeah,
but
I would be surprised if Ukraine pushes all the way to the Moscow. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm not gonna lie. If the Europeans want to actually give you guys decent equipment to go forward with it, I will laugh all the way until you guys reach Moscow. And then when you guys reach Moscow, you make a golden statue, I will urinate upon it, even if it makes me a war criminal. I will pee on it just because.
That reminds me, Polish army is getting a shitload of Abrams tanks and South Korean K2 tanks.
Well, no,
South Koreans are those good Koreans, not communist ones.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, a lot of South Korean aircraft as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, North Korea's been getting antsy, and then China's been doing their thing.
Yeah. Honestly, fuck China, fuck North Korea.
So they're freaking out for some reason, dude, because we're giving them the air support over in Korea, and they're actually surprised that they're shooting down more communists because they have American air support.
Who's freaking out?
I don't know, the child fuckers. The communist types. I think so.
Fuck them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, They're going, oh, we have this high tech stuff to shoot these people down. Have you tried to go through Skunk Works instead of the CIA? Because the CIA wants to rape children, yeah?
Left means sinister. I could give a fuck less what the left wants.
So I'm thinking Skunk Works is the actual research. So if they go through the actual research instead of the child fuckers, they're going to have some actual formidable technology. So they actually put it into the field, and they're like, they're flabbergasted. And they're like, oh my God, it works. We're shooting down the people from the third world countries. And it's like, well, duh, what the hell were you doing beforehand? We were raping children. Well, why were you raping children? Because if we were to cooperate with the third world countries, reasons, so we would reach the technology they wanted to obtain. If you thought about just making dead bodies, that's my solution. Is you want to say I'm some cool genocide Uber mentioned Algavas and Halgavain. I just say, look, I'm Irish and I'm Kraut and I'm American and I've been here for going on 8 generations now. And more often than not, if we can't obtain the technology that you're trying to hold above us, we'll just kill you and get it and use it.
God bless you. I'm only second generation.
By the way, what do you guys think about the whole Nord Stream thing with the sabotage?
I think the only people that have been here less time than me is the illegals.
You're funny. You're funny. Only people have been here lesser than this is the illegals.
Yeah, only people been here less time than me is the illegals. Seriously.
Hey, yeah, we're gonna have to worry about having to sponsor Scooby so he don't get deported.
No,
hey, yo, go on about that because your stalker is harassing our comment section because each according to his means of fist, each according to his means of anuses. Because just like Hellas, he wants the sodomy.
Well, listen, you got the computer in front of you.
Right.
I mean, Hellas is cool.
Men, get up a couple of ads for
that reminds me.
And send it to
Henrik.
the bald midget.
Sure.
Maybe if he had fucking fake hair and he was actually, pseudo tall, he wouldn't be in the comment section.
That reminds me,
Seriously,
Burnside.
Bald midget bastard.
When's the great
Up in the comment section with his shiny head?
three-way duel between you, me, and Hellas in Command and Conquer?
You hear that, you bald dwarf? Fuck you.
No, the great duel between you and me and Hellas is when he actually has a computer that is compatible with Command and Conquer because you and me are running it through Steam. And I don't know necessarily what he's running it from, but he gives me a couple hints. And either Scooby or I are bitching at him for being a dirty, cheap communist because
it's probably something Linux.
It's a possibility because here's the comedy. My buddy Dave on the northwestern side of Chicago, he's a voluntarist, kind of like I am myself with anarchism. And he's like, I'm not going to use that goddamn dirty Windows, so he uses Linux. But the comedy also is when you run up into someone with Hellas and that, because they're commie child fuckers. Not that Hellas himself is a child molester, because I haven't confirmed that, but I will eternally use that as a comedy against him because, look, communism, you have Stalin and you have Beria. I'm going to eternally use Beria against him. I will.
Look,
I've
for
told him that.
communism, I have something simple. If you're red, you better stay fucking dead.
Damn right. Better dead
If
than
you
red.
could have heard that.
The only good commie is a dead commie.
Yes, sirs. Consensus agrees. A dead communist is a good communist. So we get the idea that we're not going to allow a child molesting communist. So, being as we're not going to naturally allow a child molester, but we will have a good...
The only exception is Hellas.
Yes, exactly. The only exception is Hellas because he will have a good dialogue because naturally he's not a child molester, but he's a communist, so we are very suspicious. So, yes, we'll have the dialogue with him. He's going to have questions. We're going to say...
If he tries to fuck us over, I'm coming over and I'll shank him.
Hellas is a tribe. He actually believes in this shit on a religious level.
That's kind of what the gentlemen are referring to. Is he's very zealous and nonsensical with what he believes in. So if he decides to go off of the plantation and go into the nonsense they're in the States where they're trying to violate children and burn our rights because of the nonsensical Chi-Com nonsense, we'll just execute him because Constitution says you're okay. The Constitution.
Oh, yeah.
turned
Burnside.
on the ship and executed under pressure. So
Did you hear about Biden saying that it's just sick that Americans can own semi-automatic weapons in general?
really?
Yep.
Okay, hey, let me make a separate segment for that completely because I did not hear that. I thought that was a meme.
No, it's in the White House archives thing.
Oh shit, communists.
Like it's in the transcripts, like where they do the transcripts on the White House.
Okay.
That reminds me. I might get a shitload of guns soon. Like really cool guns.
Even though I'm in Texas, I don't own any guns yet, and that's mainly because I don't have a job yet.
All right, for whatever reason, it's
You are
not
a traitor
letting
to
me.
the Texas state.
Huh?
You are a traitor to the Texas state for not owning a gun. Your
I
sentence
just got in like a month ago.
No,
No,
Pixie
and
is right. Register, dang it. Register your firearms to the Citizens Militia in Texas because you need to serve your duty to get rid of the sodomites and the illegal immigrants because they're going to try and violate your rights.
That's
Because they're going to
right.
vote Chicago. And you don't want anyone that votes like Chicago by you. I'm the exception because, hey, I'm in a good neighborhood like what Pixie grew up in, to where they're running around in the tracks just like what Scooby grew up in, and they're saying, it's cheeky breaky, get the fuck out of the reeky, and they're going to chase me with the AKs.
That reminds me,
the Western world.
Serbia.
What the hell with the rest of Western world? They want to decide that, oh, well, why don't instead of the Kalashnikov, you decide to use the and they want to decide that I need to use the stupid Bulgarian system they have for the 5.56. No, 5.56 is a very small bullet. Look, the rest of those mongoloid, degenerate, sodomite, communist bastards stole the equipment from Chicago Police Department and the Chicago Police SWAT. And because Beetlejuice is a degenerate, she hasn't decided to prosecute. So we have terrorists running around the city of
Mr.
Chicago.
Seven, who gives a shit about Canada? You fuck,
you're
you fuck Canadian fucks.
I'm just putting that out there.
You're damn right. And Pixie, you're right as well.
You ever seen a grouper?
Yeah, seen a grouper.
The big ass fish?
Big old fish about yay big, yeah?
They're very big.
Yeah, and they got the teeth?
No, not the ones with the teeth, just the ones with the eyes that go in two different directions. I don't.
Oh,
bro,
yeah.
Why
No,
the fuck
she's
is
got
your
that.
man? Why is your man cockeyed?
She's not very smart.
I could give a damn about her fucking intelligence. How the hell can she read the teleprompter? Each of her eyes is looking at the top of her fucking earlobes. What the hell?
That reminds me. Have you guys heard about Serbia?
Man.
What's going on with the Serbs? Do tell.
Serbia wants to join the Association of Southeast Asian Nations.
Is that part of the United Nations?
No, an Balkan nation placed in Europe wants to join a organization for Asian nations.
Okay. That still doesn't mean piss. I'm
Uh,
sorry. I'm used to the blue nonsense we have with the child molesting
let me say
ladder.
this once. Like, it's like really hardlining Democrats trying to join the Republicans.
Oh, God. It's like
It's pretty much this.
the Republican Party, he says.
All right.
That's what he says about them trying to just third world countries. Oh,
Look, I think
God.
I'll be going for now. So I had a pleasure for being here. So I have to do shit at my place. So yeah.
Hey, keep in touch, you goddamn Slav, all right?
I will keep it Dutch. Don't worry.
We love you. Cheeky breaky motherfucker.
Chicken bricky to you too.
Hey, you're damn right.
You crazy Cherokee man.
Yeah, Shirakistan is fucking best stand out of your third world fucking countries.
All right. See ya, bro.
See,
I like New Jersey.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck New Jersey. Chicago lives matter. Fuck New Jersey. They're a bunch of homosexuals that want to take it in the ass like the Cubs fans want to on the north side.
Yeah, but in Jersey's defense, you can get a hell of a good grinder off of them.
Now, I don't know about that because I'm not a sodomite.
Grinder is a very big hero sandwich.
A sandwich?
A grinder is a very big sandwich.
Oh, all right.
It's basically a sub. It's a New England thing, isn't it?
He says it's just a New England thing with a sub, yeah?
What?
He says it's a New England thing where you have a sub sandwich that's about yay big, yeah?
It's not a New England thing. It's just an East Coast thing.
He says it's an East Coast thing in which you get a sandwich that's about yay long.
It's called a dagwood.
Dagwood?
A dagwood. It's not that it's yay long. It's that it's yay tall. It's layered.
He says it's a thing that's about yay freaking tall or longer. It's some Shaggy and Scooby type of Scooby-Doo type of nonsense.
A decent dagwood. Something I get like potato bread.
Yeah.
Turkey, ham, chicken, roast beef, lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, mozzarella, provolone, Munster, Swiss. You're gonna want to get.
How do you pronounce Munster?
Munster.
Okay, you pronounce it Germanic. That's what I was curious about.
Munster, provolone, mozzarella. You want to get your pepper jack on there.
Oh, you bet your ass you're going to pepper jack.
Pecorino Romano, and you want to get the Parmesan.
You know, I only understand English and enough German to ask for that.
Okay, that wasn't English.
That's what I was telling you. Is you son of a bitch.
English or German.
That's why I was yelling at you because I only know.
I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. The garnish that you put on top of the.
I have no clue.
An antipasto. If you were going to garnish an antipasto, you would use this, and you can put it on a good sandwich too.
Okay, so any of the non-child molesters that are trying to banter us, if you know what the hell he's talking about, sure, I'll take a thumb through and figure out this sounds logical, this does not. Because I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm not a dago. If they have not figured out about the minus a heritage, I become because of the Iron Cross on the party. That's how I break up. It's my father's end is there a bunch of deranged kraut Lutherans.
They have a jar of this shit. You get a big jar of it and use it as a garnish or a dressing. I'm trying to think of
It's where they get the Cthulhu porn from.
No, it's the shit you would put on a sandwich.
Bullshit. It's what they get the Cthulhu porn from.
All right. That's what they get the Cthulhu porn from. But I'm saying it's good on a sandwich, too. Oh, God.
No, half the crap you tell me that this is what they make on a sandwich, I will report back to it in about a month straight because I'm just looking at it as I'm trying to sleep in the night, and this comes up in the feed, and I say, hey, this is your goddamn Cthulhu porn from your insane dago nonsense.
Yeah, right, man. Insane dago nonsense.
Yeah, your insane dago nonsense. This is what came up upon the last one, was when I was trying to lay down in bed, scratch my testicles without the dog trying to bite them or my cat trying to tell me he wants to go out. And then this is what came up in the feed. So I had to tell you, hey, this is your insane dago nonsense. So you told me the same goddamn thing.
I think it's called Garantine. I can't believe I can't remember the name of it. It's a bunch of vegetables. It's like in a pickling solution.
Yeah.
You put it on like an antipasto.
Like a sauce, yeah?
It's not a sauce. It's a bunch of vegetables and like a pickle. It's pickled vegetables. And you put them on like on top of a salad, or you throw them on a sandwich, and it's delicious. And I can't think of the name of it for the life of me. I'll think of it like I'll be dead asleep and I'll wake up like, oh, that's the name. That's how it happens.
Yep.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Yeah, that's why I wanted to bother you about it because
it's Gardner. It's something with a G.
It's something like Gardner, but I couldn't remember.
Gerardine.
No, it's not Garradine. Garradine's the stuff we fart on in my area.
Grenadine?
Great, yeah. Grenadine is the Olivet that they fart on in Gary, Indiana, because they're degenerates. That's the main thing with Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana, it looks like Moldova as a country, but how they operate as a culture is like the worst parts of Chicago.
Yeah.
It's like most of the people that are from the miscellaneous gangs decide to settle there and try and make their roots, and they more often than not wind up in shallow graves because harder people are in Gary. Who those harder people are, we don't know because we just have dead bodies. We have corpses that just okay. We want to ask Tim who the hell it was that was coming along the block. Tim's fucking dead. 2 other buddies of his that were going to try and stay with Tim to make sure that the fort was hold, the property that they bought, they're all fucking dead. Tim got his head blown off, and his 2 buddies that were with Tim, they got either their chest blown off their spines, or between here and center mass, it's just gone. Just gone. It's the phantoms of Gary. It's phantoms of Gary that killed these sons of bitches, so they don't know what it is, but all right, we ain't gonna touch it, none of worth.
Right.
Yeah. They don't know who the gang is, they don't know what the gang is, they don't know what the caliber is, they just know they're looking at their guys, and it's like, okay, we have some very dead bodies.
They just hear gunshot, see dead body, figure it the fuck out.
That's it. I would like to add more elegance to it, but it's Gary, Indiana.
Is it Grenadine? I'm still going on. I drive me fucking nuts. I can't remember the name of it.
You're figuring out Grenadine when I'm trying to figure out what made these poor dead bastards. Because look, we've tried to. I don't have much respect of these degenerate crack baby gangs that are going to expand outside of Chicago. But for whatever reason, these degenerate child fuckers think, well, they may not be child molesters, but I'm just putting it on them because you're going to ally with the Democrats, well, you must be a child molester. So they're going to try and put their roots in Gary. So they're going to buy a property there off of whatever the avenue is, and they're going to sit there and do the usual Ubuntu Swahili nonsense like this. And they're going to sit there on the block waiting for a guy to come by. They're going to wait for about 2 weeks straight. They're going to let their guard down, and then they're all going to be dead because somebody's going to drive by with a complete car full of degenerates from whatever their gang is and just like a razor going across your head is how they're going to go over the entire block. These guys are going to go through magazine of whatever it is that they're packing, and because you're not from Gary, Indiana, they want you out of Gary, Indiana. So they're just going to mag dump upon mag dump upon mag dump upon you being there.
So basically, don't go to Gary.
No shit, don't go to Gary, Indiana.
It's just one of those things. I'm like, I'm trying to picture it in my head. Like, yo, what's up, man? Gary, Indiana, represent. I just can't picture that.
It's sort of like that. Like, these guys will go into the McDonald's and they'll try and order a cheeseburger. Hey, yo, who's you with? Fuck you. I don't care who you're with. Nah, yo. Who you with? Hey, asshole, who you with? I'm from Chicago. Well, fuck you. Because they say they're from Chicago. They'll figure out what block this guy is on, and they will literally carpet dust as 2, 3, or 4, 5 times as they need to in between the cops coming in, because the cops eventually will respond. They'll just dust it with lead. Until eventually the guy either dies or gets the idea that he said the wrong thing in the wrong neighborhood, or he's not fucking welcome. Or if he wants to be welcome, he needs to ally with whoever it is that it is. Like, the one things that the Sons of Anarchy actually relatively portrays good, because I guess the masturbators got something right, is if you're going to go up and you're going to do the stupid biker thing, and you're looking at a guy in the drive-thru who has his fat-ass wife that's getting a goddamn cheeseburger, you're going to sit there, going to have your ridiculous, colorful, clown-like, stupid outfit with your stupid goddamn thing that says, IR biker that not work for government. And the guy next to you is going to have pretty much the same thing. IR biker that not work for government. Same thing in Indiana.
Fuck working for the government.
Exactly. Fuck working for the government. They're going to look you up and down and go, okay, you don't work for the government. Okay, sure. You're good. So then they'll actually talk to you outside of eating the fucking cheeseburgers like you're a fat ass. And you'll talk to them outside of eating the cheeseburgers because they're also fat asses. And congratulations. Both of you get together because you both fat asses. And that's what it is, because it's fucking Gary, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
It's a graveyard. No one else really cares.
We still got Texas outpatients in the chat.
Let me take a look, see. Yeah. Maybe one guy. One guy says he's from Chicago, but he's not giving me a neighborhood, so I really don't know.
I'm just curious.
No, he says his name's Jay.
I'm just legit curious how long these fucking losers are gonna hang out in the chat when they're being ignored. That's all.
It's just, if they're gonna say they're from Chicago, give me a ward, give me a zip code, give me something to work with so I can figure things out. Like, the one thing that everybody is gonna shit their pants over is two things in particular to where I live, because I'm in the 10th ward. One thing, our police department, it's not in the 606. It's over in South Deering, is where the 4th district is. So everyone's going to lose their shit because they have to go from South Shore or anywhere in the fucking 10th ward, and they're going to have to go out to the next fucking ward and go, oh, fuck, we're in South Deering for this and this and this and this and this. You know, you're outside of your ward. Why do you have district over us? Blah, 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 blah. We have a lot of terrain in the 10th ward, and they're the only other people who are contracted because Chicago politics to cover it. Unless, for whatever reason, anybody in Headwish, South Shore, and Eastside decide to step up and go, yo, we're going to make our own police station and actually run it like a police station, they're not going to give a flying fuck, and they're going to outsource us.
I still want to check out your city. It sounds wild.
Well, the Mexican gangs are being outsourced by a non-Mexican gang. So they're angry about it, but they don't have the legitimacy because they have the court records that say you're a criminal, so you can't do shit, so fuck you. That's why the Latin Kings and Mixtecas are pissed off, is they're like, they realized from the CAPS patrols we did, hey, yo, we can do this legit. We can keep these assholes out of here. Why didn't anyone tell us? And I just went, y'all go to the meetings? They went, the fuck are you talking about with the meetings, Burnside? And I said, this and this and this. Well, fuck me sideways then. It's pretty much what they told me.
Yeah.
I just went for 5 fucking minutes straight talking between English, and then they reiterate what I tell them in English to fucking Spanish, and they go, who the fuck told us that we would have representation if we did this? Because the Democrats tell them they're going to have a representation within the government.
I'm surprised you got kinged out by you. I thought it was just a coastal affliction.
No, we got that by me because we got a good amount of Mexicans, and that's their affiliation. This is the Latin Kings.
Mexicans are La Raza. Puerto Ricans are Latin Kings.
Really?
Yeah.
That's backwards by us. It's the Mexicans are Latin Kings, and then La Raza is the rest of the crazy commie child fuckers. The child fuckers want to be La Raza because they understand what Mazaones is.
I've never met a Mexican king.
Really?
Every king I ever met was Puerto Rican.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
No, he'd be fucking dead in my city.
Mexicans were La Raza.
Yeah, the race. Yeah, no, I get that. No.
Yeah.
They spun that propaganda on the south side, but nobody bought into it. They just tipped the fuckers over. They had the mailboxes that had the La Raza propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gave a shit. What they cared about is, hey, yo, are you letting these assholes in to invade my fucking mother's house? Oh, you are? Well, fuck you. Then I will vote Republican because you know what? Fuck you.
The old neighborhood, the way it works is all the Puerto Ricans are all kings.
Mm-hmm.
And the Sicilians are all the boys. And that's how it is over in Ozone Park. It's Puerto Ricans and Sicilians, and the Puerto Ricans are all kings, and the Sicilians are all. Well, we'll have to discuss that.
Yeah.
So,
well, I get you with that. The whole rest of the kings in my neighborhood is it's everybody from south of the equator, whether it's Mexico,
right.
Argentina,
no, I'm just saying the
Chile.
Kings
Oh my!
The kings was always a Puerto Rican thing, as far as I knew. So this is something that's interesting to me.
No, that was taboo to me because the one thing is, my boss, when I was in Family Dollar, she is Puerto Rican. She was telling me about, with all of my anarchistic nonsense, Henrik, you want to actually get a nice place, you want to do all this in, buy yourself some place over there if you can stand the heat, because you're not going to have to pay taxes. And I always thought that was a lovely thing to do. And then when I, by irony, because of the riots, talked to these gangbangers, they told me the same thing, and they said, yo, if I want to retire, I don't live like Grandpa lived. I don't know my property down in there. Because that's when they left Grandpa the hell alone. Same thing like with Ma and everyone else, as far as the people on two wheels and that these people have made a nonsensical allegory to, because God forbid there's bikers that don't want people to be beaten within an inch of their life because they have discipline, because these people must be in flyover country, so they must have nothing other than ding, 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 ding.
Well, my friend, according to my perspective, you're in flyover country.
I know. That's the fucking irony.
I know. What I'm thinking...
They want to tell me I'm in flyover country. I'm in a major city, and I've got 4 different people that not only defended the neighborhood on principle, that were in rival gangs and rival motorcycle clubs, but on top of that, on a charity end, were either with the Toys for Tots or Bikers Against Child Abuse, because these are people that are at least civilized.
Bro, there's a video. It's made famous now at this point. It's floating around. Of all these black anchor women sitting around bitching about how they have to deal with hair and makeup women that are only used to dealing with white women. You're living in, it's through the looking glass.
First world
You
problems.
have people that have the balls
He's
to complain about privilege like that. They talk about other people's privilege. They talk about your privilege because of your skin color. Yet, they don't see the irony in the fact that they're sitting there talking about how they are people who do their hair, their nails, and their makeup.
And how they're so oppressed.
Yeah. Crossfire is making good points. Not only are they repeating the same things, they are themselves oppressed. These assholes want to try and tell me how to live. These assholes are going to have the same donkey teeth McCringleberry. They're going to go on in a Lincoln Navigator or Grand Marquis upon the high fucking end trims, and they're going to be swapping by, because these people are retards, in Scorpion. They're going to be using Scorpions. They're going to be using Dracos, or going to be using some type of off-brand Kalashnikov like a Wasser to pump lead into whoever decided they were going to bone the other woman.
What you have to realize, you're living in an era of a lot of misnomers. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is, it's not just misnomers, it's misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're dealing with people who are going to try to paint the narrative of skin color.
Yeah.
Now, the narrative of skin color...
Yeah, Crossfire also says this information is the point to make as well.
Right. I'm saying the narrative of skin color kind of went the way of the dinosaur in the 80s. And what I mean by that is, depending where you are in the world, at what time, at what point in history, determines exactly what happened at that point in that interval. Meaning, what people went through in Southeast Asia in like the 60s and 70s in Vietnam and Laos and Cambodia.
Yeah.
You can't quantify it next to like what happened in Asia in the 30s and 40s.
Yeah, well, that's what I like from when they had the DNC convention in Chicago. Initially, it had the riots the first time around because the smelly hippies are smelly hippies. And then aside from that, they also had the riots that they had in Chicago during when I was doing the patrols through the CAPS program with the people they wanted to arrest, which was the Latin Kings, the Mixtecos, and if my neighbors are correct, the Hells Angels.
What I was getting at was...
Yeah.
History is not static.
Yeah.
And even from a day-to-day or an hour-to-hour basis, things shift.
Mm-hmm.
Alliances shift. Topography shifts. My point is, America right now is allies with Japan.
Mhm.
We dropped nuclear fucking bombs on Japan, but now they're our allies.
Mhm.
Politics makes for strange bedfellows, and things shift constantly. So today's map is not tomorrow's map.
That's the one thing that I found was odd, because the thing is, when I did the early work with the Burnside bombs, because fuck Rahm Emanuel, the Latin Kings had a whole bunch of propaganda up in the neighborhood. I'd cover it over just because I got tired of looking at this shit. They apparently didn't seem to care throughout the entirety, because when it came to the riots, they said, "We're with you." They didn't know I was covering their shit. They didn't really give a flying fuck. They looked at how I was dressed and said, "All right, you know what the fuck you're doing. We're going to trust you to lead." That's what they did. So when JoJo wasn't supervising his own people from the Latin Kings, I basically got oversight of them. And it was just a couple blocks that way, a couple blocks this way, make sure no one's fucking with nothing, no one's breaking into any teams. My buddy Mikey did find somebody who was trying to graffiti a stop sign because this kid was an idiot. And the other poor guy that got looped into it, stupid kid was trying to get laid, and he just didn't want to tell the guy who was interrogating him, "Hey, I'm gonna fuck the woman that lives over there without her mother finding out, so would you let me get laid?" Because the poor bastard was just bashful.
Yeah.
And when you've got a guy who's got a short version of a headhunter's blade to your throat going, "Why are you right across from where that guy is and we just beat the hell out of because he's graffitiing for these terrorists that are taking our neighborhood?" And the guy doesn't have a good answer because he doesn't know what's going on. He just wants to get laid.
Yeah.
So, guy doesn't have a good answer. Guy who's interrogating him wants a good answer. They're getting nowhere. And then eventually Mikey or me or someone else decides, I think we should call the CPD in to make sure this gets sorted out. Then eventually doesn't. It turns out, okay, guy, you're questioning. He wants to get laid. Everyone else, don't break into that house because we've already arrested him. You're just going to be fine. So go back to your CAPS patrols. Don't fucking violate any more laws or we're going to beat your asses instead of their asses. And they pointed at me and said, "You're going to keep the murder." And I said, "Why am I going to keep the murder? You got military experience, right?" "No." "Why are you dressed the way you are?" "I work in a freezer." Comically, yes, I have to legally tell them, yes, I'm LARPing. But I have to tell them I'm wearing the Swiss pattern because I work in a freezer and it's warm. And none of them like, yeah, you have experience, so you know what you're doing. Okay, kid, go take care of these gangbangers, degenerates, filthy a-holes, oh my. So I wound up being the impromptu leader until my buddy, who's a school teacher, actually comes in on the day. So he literally comes in during the day shift and runs everybody, make sure they don't do anything criminal. And I come in during the night shift to do anyone that's criminal. And him and I are both completely ignorant of this because we don't talk until about the fifth night of this going on. And we're eating Chinese food, drinking. Oh, God. We had 3 screwdrivers. We had 2 things of tequila and 3 things of beers that I couldn't even identify. And the whole thing was, "Hey, it's really quiet, ain't it?" "Yeah, it's really quiet, you know." The thing I like about this is we don't have to make sure no one's killing nobody and nobody's breaking into nobody. So you know what? I'm going to DJ here the day after and we're going to have a fucking block party. "You going to be here?" "No, I got to work in the freezer." "I'm going to fucking do it. You better show the fuck up." I didn't show up when he had the DJ and everything. My mother tried to record and she just didn't make it, just for whatever reasons. So Mikey and them did good. They had a nice block party to respect the fact that we were able to actually hold everything down, and it was fun. So that was good. It did okay, you know. I just didn't get to enjoy the full benefits of it. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's funny how a lot of the people I speak to on the left, like, praise the riots, like want like some kind of like police reform, and then also want to, and then also want to have gun reform, quote unquote.
Yeah, gun reform as in get rid of the regulations on firearms.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Scoop. I gotta take a leak. You mind taking over for about 5 minutes?
Oh, shit, yeah, all right, give me a second.
Remember the Blair Holt assault weapons that they want to put on me, and the child molesters they want to release on you guys. The Safety Act is something that's fucking upstream from you guys.
All right.
Good thing I left New York.
Safety Act?
Yeah, the Safety Act.
I heard of this fucking thing.
I've only heard wave tops of it.
Okay.
Definitely gotta take a piss.
Yeah, I'm gonna open this up a little bit.
What's up, Scoob?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I just gotta pee.
Hello.
What's up?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm alive.
All right. So, what the fuck have you got going on here? I'm
I
sorry.
don't know.
Just give me a second. I'm trying
You're
to
good.
get his shot here.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's been pissing people off. So, how you been?
Good.
Good.
Surviving.
Good. How's Texas?
I love it.
Awesome.
Haven't really gotten all the benefits because it'd be nice to have a job. But
Yeah, I hear that. I just
Yeah,
got into some.
I got the I got the notification back from CVS, and they said, "Fuck you," basically.
I'm sorry, that sucks.
Somehow I can't even get into CVS, even though I've worked for like Walmart and Lowe's and the Marine Corps.
Yeah, well, I told him I think what's going on is they're basically trying to like kowtow us all into like doing what they want and basically going along with their ideas and everything they want us. Nah, fuck them. No, it's one of those things like, bro, I don't want to be fucking chipper. I don't want to be fucking upbeat. You know what? I enjoy being a curmudgeon. I enjoy being downbeat. I enjoy being a fucking, just like, I shouldn't have to sit there and be fucking happy for these people and to go on. Like, I was with, I don't want to say he dragged me out because it's one of those things like, yeah, he wanted to go out. And so I was like, yeah, cool, we'll go out. And so we went to this place before. And it's a bar that a girl that was like my sister, she was one of my best friends. She bartends there. And I'm talking to this bartender, and he's talking all this leftist nonsense to me. And I'm sitting here listening to it, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? He's talking about how, like, he's listening to Marjorie Taylor Greene, and, he's talking all this shit about her. And I'm like, bro,
It's probably not what you said.
No, he's going on and on about how her husband wants to divorce her because he says she's crazy and all this other shit. And I'm like, bro, I don't have a problem with this shit when it's with adults. So I agree with her. Like, seriously, don't teach this shit to kids. Otherwise, yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah.
So I agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like, don't teach this shit to children. We're adults.
Right.
Like, seriously, all joking aside, we can all sit here and talk about, when we hear shit about trannies, or we hear shit about furries, or we hear shit about this, or we hear shit about that.
Yeah.
We know it's adults. It's not children.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same vein as when we hear people talking about cars or trucks, and we hear people talking about rifles and fucking handguns.
Mm-hmm.
We know it's not children.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did the left have a problem? Bro, there's a difference between little tykes and big dykes. What the fuck did the left have a problem with?
Okay. Best way I can put it is,
I'll let you take over. No, I don't want to take your fucking thunder, bro. It's your fucking show.
Oh, go right the hell on. I got a good fucking piece of comedy.
No, I
you
gotta
give me the
piss.
middle finger for.
I gotta pee.
All right. Well, you go in the bathroom. You're gonna be pissed. You're gonna be pissing as you're pissing.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Turn inside out.
Hey, so I'm gonna tell you, it's just like how you're pissing about the tracksuits and all of that retarded stomping that they're doing, the Slavs. Hey, they're gonna be pissing about the transgender nonsense about how we need to do things in a civilized fucking manner, and then they're gonna be stomping about how they're gonna do things in the civilized fucking manner. It's gonna be dead bodies, and you just don't have to fucking deal with it because it's New York fucking state. How dare you make the dead bodies without us approving you of making the dead fucking bodies? How dare we regulate you Slavs to make the dead bodies without you having the paper for the dead bodies? It's going to be the absurd nonsense. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. Echo Dune style. Well, I'm just saying, the fucking dead bodies is going to be the fucking dead bodies. Oh, I guess you clicked on the section I had for Chicago's corpses. Oh, it's probably good thing I put on that. Okay, Jesus Christ, I need to actually pay attention to the crap I actually have. Okay, let me pull up the Hey Jackass website before I get too far ahead of myself. Reason why is because I think we've actually had a more violent year than normal.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. It's one of those oddball things to where I'm sitting there, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, yeah. It's tradition for the anti-traditionalists. Yes, that's the entirety. That's the entirety of most of what we're going
Teaching
on
the
about.
children about BDSM and anal sex.
Yeah, sodomy for all. For it is sodomy that shall be had. Yes, dear Watson. Sodomy.
Yeah, like I don't get into Twitter fights that often, but someone was like trying to say that Ben Shapiro was like stoking violence or something. I'm like, when did he ever do that?
I call
It's
bullshit.
like he's just he's just saying don't. He's not saying ban everything. He's saying don't teach this crap to children.
Yeah.
And they're just like, they're trying. It's funny how they're trying to blame the right for the Q Club shooting.
Yeah, speaking of Ben Shapiro, okay. The thing I would like to show you guys, my ladies and gentlemen, and other Semitic groups of images. Okay, if you see here in the city of Chicago, very liberal, very progressive, very dynamic, all for the NC. And everyone who is liberal and now supporting of Rahm Emanuel because may peace forever be upon him because he's superbly Semitic, unquestionably the most Zionistic leader of Chicago to ever exist. You know what? If you're Jewish, if you want to support Israel, if you want to eradicate everyone else from degenerating Israel to be anything other than Israel, you should support the Democratic National Convention. You should support Rahm Emanuel, and by extension, okay, listen to me, my friend. Even here, I have a parody of Ben Shapiro. Listen to me. You should support Barack Hussein Obama. Okay, guys. Okay, I know he decided that he would destroy many people's drone strikes, but you know what? As a parody, folks. Okay. Parody version of Ben Shapiro would say, blindly support Rahm Emanuel, blindly support Barack Hussein Obama because okay, guys. Okay, look at these stats here. Look at these lovely dead bodies here. Okay, these are non-Semites, so it is kosher. It is Semitic. This should be very inclusive because democracy. Okay. Look at here. This is a lot of democracy here in action. Okay, you see this here, this one green one here with the circle. Okay, this is an anti-Semite. This is a racist, anti-Semitic piece of shit because Rahm Emanuel and I, the parody version of Ben Shapiro, will show you there should be no one within the city of Chicago who should defend themselves because this is a liberal democracy. So okay, boys, we should allow ourselves to be surrenderists and just let the criminality prevail because this is democracy. So dead bodies matter. Okay, guys, as the Zionist Society of the Interdimensional Quadrantal Sect of Chicago, dead bodies matter, so the Cthulhu beasts will be able to count all of the votes for all of the bodies counted from all of the sacrifices of the homicides. So, okay, guys, we do not have, and I say guys, girls, other non-gender individuals, we do not have bodies if we have self-defense. Self-defense means, okay, that's the Catholics, that's the Christians, we can't touch that. Okay, that's very Semitic. That's not part of the anti-Semitic, so we can't touch it. So that's why we have to have all the other ones, because Uja McClaycog says we have to. So if Uja McClaycog says we have to, then okay, guys, that's part of the Democratic National Convention. That's part of how we get it to be the ultra Ubermenschen Kaganassen Allgemeinen Hegemei for us, the people of interdimensional quadrantrial Israel. So okay, guys.
Proper self-defense is teaching you how to fight or run away.
Exactly, and that is anti-Semitic, and that is racist, and that is anti-American. You should be cowering in a corner as they sodomize you until you are dead, because that is liberal. Because okay, this is Chicago, Illinois. This is the entire for the half of the city. So you know you have a duty to be sodomized. From what they say here is Kenwood. The up here too. Okay, guys. Okay. Roger Sprague, you have a duty to be sodomized thoroughly and violently and full-heartedly. You should allow them to sodomize you and do unspeakable things because, okay, guys. Okay, look. I am a parody of Ben Shapiro, and I know that I have taken the vaccination upon many occasions, and I have taken the other things that the government has told me to say. So, okay. Just like the great magister before you of Rahm Emanuel, you should do what the government tells you, unquestionably, for any reason and any time, and do what they say, which includes to from the Rogers Park area to all the way they have there down in Kenwood. You should just do what they tell you to. You should completely disarm yourselves. You should be sure to get all of your vaccinations, your immunizations, anything they tell you to do within the government. You should just do it. Just do it. If you don't do it, like Ramania says, you are anti-Semitic, you are racist, you are questioning Obama. Oh my, you are a horrible person. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You do it because we tell you to do it because you do it because you do it. Because you do it.
For any badass that thinks they're going to win a knife fight, two things. One, ever tried to get an uncapped marker away from a toddler? Now imagine that with higher stakes. The winner of a knife fight is the guy that bleeds out on the way to the hospital instead of on the sidewalk.
Amen to that. I would try and stretch my humor farther than that, but I mean, I couldn't really stretch it any farther than what I already did because that's insanely as they try and say it within the politics of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Despite the fact that Beetlejuice is our current mayor and they have the Afrocentric nonsense, you will not pass a threshold greater in power than that of which Rahm Emanuel has held as mayor of Chicago. Mayor Daley has had a very good, strong power threshold, but the thing is, he had a system that was predicated upon. Since him, that system has gone out the window, and everyone else has had to make a substitute. The greatest substitute I have seen is the one from Rahm Emanuel, to where he made a zealous, psychotic Borg of lunatics who sounded like right-wing radical versions of Ben Shapiro's show.
Wow.
Yeah, they're out of their freaking minds. They think that, well, if we want to avoid all of this radical extremist nonsense and this gun violence and this people stealing cars for Trump, because that's totally a thing. Somehow Donald Trump wants you to steal Cadillacs and Porsches and anything else. Why? Because
reasons. Did you see the Young Turks meltdown that I think I sent you?
I don't think I did. Let me take a look. See here.
Oh, it was great. I could probably send you the video. It's a good like 10 to 15 minutes of Cenk shitting on Tim Pool and his beanie.
No, I purposefully didn't watch that because I thought it was going to be absolutely insane.
Oh, it's insane, but it's hilarious.
Okay, do tell me.
I don't even know how to put it into words. It's just so dumb.
It looked like it was going to be something insane, so I didn't even bother because I was very hungover when I looked at it.
I couldn't even quote it just because, like, the things he says is just like he says the P word, the activity that you don't do with kids.
He calls them a violator of children. There's not much all that I can do other than shrug my shoulders and go, I haven't been to his ranch. I don't know. But it's a dark comedy that they can partake into because, they're sanctioned media.
Mm-hmm. And then later, Chink and Hassan are talking about it on Hassan's stream.
Oh, God,
for Thanksgiving.
Hassan Piker?
Yeah.
Look, the one problem I will have against Hassan Piker is that pussy has not operated Kalashnikov in actuality. He is a bitch. He will talk all about this Noam Chomsky-esque, neo-Barryist, child-harming nonsense and all of the dialectic of the Communist Manifesto. I have yet to see this man operate a Kalashnikov. He doesn't know piss about firearms. He's some Jacobinistic French salad fister sodomite who wants to just be a homosexual within the core of the Communist Party. This guy doesn't know how to operate an AK-47 to save his life. I'm an anti-communist.
He doesn't really understand a lot.
No, you are correct. Yeah, he's a blithering.
He thinks Cenk is right wing or like is conservative.
No, Cenk's not conservative. Cenk is a goat fornicator.
Yeah, if Cenk's conservative, what does that make me, right?
That's a good question. That's very Oh! I'm glad I have alcohol nearby. I don't have an answer for you. No, I honestly don't, because the usual problem I have with these people is, look, the best argument I will make with these guys is I will tell them I am an anarchist. And they'll scream about each according to means of his fist, each according to the means of anuses, to equally and evenly redistribute the means of sodomy. I don't care about sodomy. I care about actually working on something, getting something done, as they call it, the means of production, and actually working for a living and producing something. And I say, why would you want to produce something? Well, I want some self-worth other than rape. Simple as that. I don't want to rape anything. That's just wrong.
And you don't want to be raped.
Yes, I also don't want to be raped. That is, yes, correct. That is the paradox of it. It's because they are people of duality. If you want to do something, you're opening yourself to have the abhorrent paradox of what it is you are working on to be done upon you. Because they're sodomites, they're leftists, they're communists, they're molesters. This is the stuff that they do.
Mm-hmm.
You look at guys and me, like you and me, who are actually working for a living.
I'm not working for a living right now.
No, you're going to be working for a living. I know that for certainty.
I want to.
Yeah. That's matters. You want to, you're working to, you're doing your best to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So, because you're doing that, and that is your precipice, that is your focus, that is what you want to do, you're a problem because you don't want to violate children. That's, for whatever reason, that is the hill they've decided to die on. They want to be allowed, for one unspeakable reason or another, to violate children. That's what they do.
It's just like, why?
Yeah. Look, I may poke fun at you a lot because of the anime stuff you sent me, and I'll ask you why, but you know why.
It's funny.
Yeah, not only is it funny, half the stuff you send me, I'll say, okay, if this guy or this gal, metaphorically speaking, because of the humor of it, and because it's in Chicago, technically Rosemont, but let's just say it as Chicago because everyone's expletively stupid, because Chicago must mean the entirety of the state of Illinois. So, for the case of Chicago, everyone else that goes to this convention, because it's the big popular one, everyone gets the signatures, everyone's participating in the Battletech tournaments, everyone's, like myself, pounding cans of these before they go into the simulators to get in the virtual tournament for Battletech because they decided to mention it as a joke. As a joke, I mention you, as a joke. they mentioned, yeah, we're going to have a virtual tournament for Battletech because they're only going to get $1 from everyone that signs up for each and every one of the instances of going into the simulator.
Mhm.
Say they want to maximize the returns and also screw with everyone else that's waiting in line because they're a stupid 2-bit nerd.
Mhm.
Say, oh, yeah, sure, yeah, get into the tournament. Sometimes they'll actually have a tournament. More often than not, no, they're screwing with people. They just want to piss you off because they know you're stupid. So you'll
Yeah,
waste
I've only been to San Diego's Comic-Con.
I've been to Anime Central. I've gotten good results. I've gotten laid. It's been fun.
Yeah, the way I got into the San Diego Comic-Con was actually kind of cool. I was security for like 3 or 4 of the days that it was going on, and
Nice.
I just talked to the right person. They gave me a discounted ticket that I could get like the day before I was going.
We do the same thing at Anime Central and Anime Midwest. Anime Midwest is a smaller one. Anime Central is the main one.
Mhm.
Everything else is outside of Chicago, and that's what the poor people go to.
Mhm.
More often than not, given the circumstances, it's your non-child molesting Democrats from my take on it, because I looked how the politics broke down in the dialogue of their legal works, and I went, sure, I'll run up on my guy downtown, but that sounds like some Noam Chomsky child molesting autocracy, so I'm not going to go there. And a lot of my other Gothic friends said, hey, oh, well, that's the dialectic that they gave you. Hey, I have a legal document that says this from the nightclub I was going to. And it just piled onto me. And me being the lazy a-hole I just said, I shrugged my shoulders and said, I don't think I have the right lawyer for you, so just don't go to them. So they stopped going to them, and they said, well, fuck you, we thought we could do something. No. You gave me some backwards and inside and out stuff that I really don't know how to respond to. I'm sorry, but you got me in a hard spot. I told you guys I'm not a sodomite, but I respect your right to sodomize. So they gave me the whole breakdown of it, sodomy included, because I assumed it was for legal reasons, because the same reasons as to why I got shot at. So I had to give the details. Kind of wishing I was going to be shot at now to save me the trouble of explaining it. So that's how it broke down. And then they griped at me, and I went, just talk to my lawyer. I don't know what to tell you. You wanted to do this, and the other? Sure. That's at his discretion. I'm waiting on his discretion. I don't have an answer. You don't have an answer. Nobody has an answer. We are collectively shrugging our shoulders, and then when it comes to the convention time, they go, 50% capacity because of the masks. And then they realize they done fucked up.
Because then they're not making as much money.
Exactly. So then everyone was like, well, can't you integrate this to this, and they can't you integrate that to that? And I go, pardon me, motherfucker, but when I was wearing my gas mask collection to your goddamn anime convention, you people wanted to treat me like shit because I was wearing an actual military service gas mask, and you're, but mention Haagen-Dazs and Allgemeine because it's retarded, stupid yuppies. But now that, we have our token cyberpunk Pollock nonsense, and we have our token this, our token that, and I'm like, well, fuck you both. Fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you. Because suddenly they had Modern Warfare and all this other just stupid nonsense that just popped up, and it's like, well, gas masks are not relevant. And I'm like, so let me get this straight, you yuppie filthy degenerates. You want to, in lieu of having your actual mask mandates put upon your people that you decided was a smart idea to put on upon your people for health reasons, you now want to make an excuse to make actual health reasons. I'm only going to say health reasons because, look, despite the fact I have an actual military collection of gas masks, the stuff I have has actual filters. Mm-hmm. Not spent filters, but active filters for biotoxins of one kind or another, because I will get a hold of somebody and say, can I get this or can I get that for reasons? and they'll give it to me. It'll be sealed, and I'll give them the money and go, thank you very much. I want to save this for a rainy day.
Oh, lovely. No idea what to say. Okay, there we go.
Sorry about that. I slapped the table and it just destroyed everything.
Makes sense.
Apparently, my aggression is a little bit strong.
You're
Don't know why, but it is. So, long story short,
probably riled up over something.
I am. I had surplus gas filters for these gas masks set off on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And they then, after all of this nonsensical stuff with the government, decided, sure, we will actually handle that. And I said to them, okay, so we have something that might actually be a biochemical hazard, and now you will actually respect this. But on all other occasions, when I would actually come in here because it's an actual, as I perceive it to be, a biochemical threat, you won't care. So then they're going to make half measures to ascertain if it is or isn't a biochemical hazard to the staff and the people going into the convention.
The guests.
Yeah, the guests. Anyone that's on the ledger. Anyone going into this for one reason or other, whether it's by purpose or happenstance, they're not going to care. But they're going to regulate me because I actually have the gas mask and I'm at the right time at the right place. And they're going to say this and that and the other. And I'm going to give them the law of it because I actually have the knowledge. And these people are just stupid. They're civilians. And they're going to try and tell me, well, this and this and this and this. I'm going to tell them to go suck it because despite the fact that, yes, I have asthma, yes, I haven't been in the service, I understand why these were issued.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to say, well, because they're expecting me to be, not to be too much of a prick about it, but they're expecting me to be like you and the many men who have served before you that has a long line of medals to say, this is why what I'm saying is true, so suck it and do it.
I only have like 5.
Right. But these people are stupid because they're ignorant. So they're expecting, because they played the video games, that people like you actually go and fight over in these wars.
I never fought.
Right. But to them, you fought because they're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they care, is because these people are ignorant. You've done at least some service, so in their minds, you've fought.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to talk to them, and I'm going to talk to them. They're going to listen to you, and they're going, and they're going to metaphorically run the records, and they're going to get all these morons from all these sponsorships, from Veterans Affairs, for all the people that are in Call of Duty or Warhammer or Verdun or whatever the would-be video game is, and they're going to say, oh, yes, we totally trust these people because they're sponsored. They're in with the government. They're in with the peoples within our anime convention. So, sure, they're going to give you special patches that say you can talk as much smack as you want. But you'll be totally immune to the regulations. You can walk in there without a gas mask on, with any face covering, because you served, you did this, you did this, you did this, because all bow to the government. I will not question the government. The government says you expletively do to the expletive degree of whatever they expletively say it is. Doesn't matter if you have some type of hazmat gear that's an entry level or all the way up to, well, do you really want to be next to Chernobyl? Because these people are stupid. The government says kick your dog. They're going to kick the dog. Just because they think that, well, the government says I should kick the dog, so I kick the dog. Sorry, I had it.
You're good. I'm trying to get comfortable in my seat.
No. Richard, it's a very disgusting thing because this is what we do.
I think part of it is just because, like, I have overused my knees. Like, in high school, I ran cross country. So, like, on race days, it'd be like 9 miles a day.
Oh God, I couldn't do that.
And then I joined the Marine Corps 2 years later, or 2 years after high school. So
Oh,
I ran myself into the ground.
I did about 4 years after I got out of high school. The Marine Corps called me and asked me a couple questions. They wanted me to insist and to not lie to them about my medical conditions. I told them, yes, of course I have asthma. And so they told me I can't serve in any capacity in the military. Just, I'm done. Nothing I can do.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I got a waiver for the asthma history that I've got. That's all I've got is asthma, like history of asthma. Because I had it when I was younger, but I haven't had one since probably I was like 9 or like, I don't even remember the last time I had an asthma attack.
They asked that, and I couldn't give them a solid enough answer because I have had more recent asthma attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't join.
Right.
Couldn't be a Marine. Couldn't be an Army Ranger. Couldn't be a Merchant Marine like Granddad before me. Couldn't be a Chair
National
Force
Guard
guy who's... I wish I could at least be National Guard. No. The closest thing I have right now is the regular podunk militia,
mm-hmm.
which even by their state standards, I have to be a resident on file. So, thank you very much, a-holes. Sure, I'll get back to you when I have 40 more points of credit and the ability within 2 years of work history of each according means to means of anuses of working to somewhere. So I can say, yes, I work. Yes, I get a paycheck. You can go fuck yourselves. Yes, I have an actual something you can go on to say, yes, this guy has property because reasons. I mean, I respect Indiana enough for that, but it is a more egregious part of the Texas militia.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the Indiana State Militia, from what I understand, is you have to be a property owner, you have to not be a felon, and you have to at least have some knowledge of military procedures, which means you have to pass your background checks and your drug tests, and on top of that, you have to actually go to somebody that's in the Indiana State Militia, and you have to pass their trials. And I'm not too certain on what their trials are. I've only heard parodies, which is, okay, so you're going to run up to an obstacle. It's this chick with about an a-hole that's about yay wide. Chick with a massive fat ass. You're going to have to leap over that because Al-Qaeda wants to kill your cousin. Did you know this is a parody? They told me. So you got an asshole about yay wide. You need to run up with your firearm. You need to leap over your cousin that has a giant ass because it's the state of Indiana. And Allahu Akbar is coming down towards you, and you have to do not only leaping over your cousin's giant fat ass, but you have to leap over the fat ass and actually 1, 2, 3, 4, however many rounds it takes for it to register on this guy's, the actor's, torso piece to say, okay, well, you've actually hit me, you've actually dropped me. To say, okay, you've eliminated a terrorist. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, they actually do some regimental nonsense where it's like, yes, this is how we march in formation. This is how we actually operate as a unit. And aside from that, yes, you will want to separate a man from a goat that he was trying to fornicate with. And this is how you discipline the man who was trying to fornicate with a goat, pig, dog, cow, etc.
Smack him with the butt stock.
Yep. Oh, you're going to beat him within an inch of his life to the butt stock. You are going to beat him within an inch of his life because he's a copy leader for borderline treasonous reasons. Because apparently they recognize in Indiana some parts of Scottish law to where bestiality is treason. So that's the good thing, is that if you fuck any animal, you are automatically signed to get a bullet through the head. So Not saying that it's
Mhm.
necessarily a bad thing. I'm saying that as a regulatory purpose, that is a very good incentive to not want to have sex with an animal and to want to instead be a regular militiaman,
Mhm.
because within the state of Indiana, it's actually recognized as service. So you're
All right. I have no idea how to. Okay. Yeah. When that happens, I have no idea what to do, so it's just quiet.
I did one of those things where I smacked the computer again because I got
Yeah.
into it.
You were
Look.
saying I served and like something about the militia.
Yeah, the Indiana State Militia. It sounds like something that's like what you would be in with Jackass, but when
Mhm.
you get past stuff that's a part of Jackass, yes, you're actually state recognized, and you have legitimate duties.
Mhm.
The only thing is because they're expecting you to be either a federal agent undermining the anti-federalist system or a moron that wants to fuck goats. You're going to be a part of the nonsense. So they have some stupid stuff they have you run through. I had a taste of that when I went to the range, and I just so happened to be shooting next to a guy who recognized I wasn't from that area. They're like, "Hi, you. The hell you doing there? No. You just in your AK? No. Oh, you got that Romanian piece of garbage. Oh, you poor-sized son bitch. All right. Hey, I just said over the right about two bits. 2 bit, yeah. About there. Hey, you're using that Russian garbage? You ain't gonna hit shit out of your way because it's not accurate. Look, Russians expect they're gonna fight us, and there's about 8 of us to about 2 of them. So you're gonna be just going like this, and you ain't gonna get nothing. So you wanna be accurate, you gonna have to do a little bit of practice. I say, well, you mean I gotta do a little bit of practice? I mean, I reiterated to them how I was trying to start in. No, you sats it in, right? That's all right, city folk. No, it's an AK. Ain't American. You got some third world piece of garbage, but it gonna do you good. Gonna do you good, but the thing is, you gotta know how to work it because they tried to redneck explain the Slavic nonsense of how you do the proper stance and everything to use an AK, but it's rednecks. Because no, you want to make sure you don't use it. Yeah, my daddy uses it every now and again because he wants to shoot elk. So they'd explain the proper stance. They go, no, you're gonna do it like this. And right now this looks stupid, but with the proper stance, spacing, etc., it would make more sense because it's more like an exaggerated guard stance to where they actually hold the AK in this really lopsided manner, but they'd hit a deer straight in the freaking heart. So I'd sit there and I go, how does this work? And they got done dinner, and they'd actually hit the deer straight in the heart. And explain this is why you use it like this, and this is why you use it like that, and this is why you use it in this manner. I wasn't going to question that.
Yeah, for me, it's when it comes to the M16 or AR, it's like just grab it the right way and then brace my elbow basically up into my gut. And yeah.
That's the good thing about the Armor Light platform. It's very simplistic to use. You don't have to deal with any of that redneck nonsense.
And if I'm not just holding like the barrel, I'll like kind of hold close to the magazine, even though that can risk jamming it.
Mm-hmm. No, you can if you got some good material making up that magazine.
Mm-hmm.
That's the good thing. Whereas if you've got the regular garbage I have, you don't want anything from a country you can't pronounce. Because the one thing that I liked that was actually hysterical is a lot of people would complain about it, but it would work often, is the crap bags. Is these people, because they were just ignorant, It's Canadian garbage. Pal, why are we using this shit? Hey, don't jam nothing. I ain't going to Gary for anything other than this here. All right, pal. Why are we using it? It's gonna work. Pal, I don't see this working here worth of crap. No, it's gonna work. And they'd actually chamber it 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And because they thought it was Canadian, because the Croatians use the maple leaf just like Canadians do, these people don't read. They just look at the symbology and go, okay, it's Canadian. And that's all they care about. And they're just going to bang, it works, bang, it works, bang, it works, bang, it works. She's got to, it's your Canadian mag works all right. Hey, get 2 more, son, and we going out hunting. And then they've got about a couple of years worth of venison, and that's about it. And that's comically and regrettably how it works, is because not just because of the state regulations of they want you to have the 5-round magazines, but because you have hicks that don't care when they're doing target practice, and they're going to hunt whether you care or not with something other than 5 rounds.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable, and I'm also a little bit sleepy now.
I was perfectly fine with that. We had, gonna beat it like a dead horse. That's the redneck economics of going out to get a meal. Is they don't really care if you have the permits or not. They're just gonna go out with the 10-round mags because they know that it's a lesser felony. Because in Chicago and within Illinois, anything over 10 rounds is a felony per bullet per magazine that holds X amount of rounds. In Indiana, it's like, okay, why are you hunting this animal? Why do you need X amount of rounds to hunt the animal? They take the same thing as the Blair-Lister Holt assault weapons ban and go, why can you not hit this animal with X amount of rounds? And fucking put it down to fucking eat it. And then outside of hunting season, they want to give you a fine for eating it and for the amount of rounds used to eat it. So a lot of people will just use the 10-round Croat mags, thinking it's Canadian because of the maple leaf, and they'll go, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be just fine. I can hit this thing in 10 rounds or less," and they will either make complete fools of themselves, or they'll break down dinner.
Mm-hmm.
That's about that.
Yeah. Yeah, when it comes to like the amount of rounds, it's like I don't care how many you have. It's rounds that you're paying for.
Yeah. That's the same thing I have. Is I don't care too much about it. Hit something, pay for something, do something with the something you hit. Don't let it be a throw.
That's just me because I've never actually hunted before, so yeah.
I get you. I myself want to. They think I'm too crazy of an asshole to do it because I'm the city boy. Oh no, Burnside, we ain't gonna take you. No. You're just like that guy from that goddamn video game, and you know what? You're a nice guy and all, but asshole, you gonna do something goddamn stupid. Sheriff gonna come down yonder and he gonna ask us what's this and that and who's shooting what. You gonna kill the sheriff, you can kill a deer. You care everything but us, you goddamn psycho asshole son of a bitch. And we ain't gonna have nothing to hunt for the next 4 years, so you ain't gonna make it all dead. I look at them saying, what the hell are you talking about? And they're going to literally play the postal game that I play, and they're going to shit talk me. I'm going to sit there and go, fuck you. No, I'm not going to do that. No, fuck you very much. And we're going to literally get into a borderline fisticuffs type of argument because they want to be assholes and stick it to me and tell me that. It's not that a matter of fact that they can't hunt deer properly because they're too drunk before they actually will sit there in the crosshairs, but it's because I'll dress like a psychopath whenever I come and see them. I'll have the trench coat and the t-shirt and everything on my. So magically, because I look like a guy from a fucking video game, Mother Nature is going to recognize that and just flee from me, which makes her hunting game considerably harder than actually sitting there and just shooting deer.
Mm-hmm.
Makes no goddamn sense to me, so I don't know what to tell them.
Yeah, for me, it's like if I had any friends that hunted, which I did out in New York, but if I knew anyone that hunted and they were and they invited me, I'd like at my current age, I'd be like, that'd be fun. You know,
Mm.
you'd have to show me how to do everything, but other than that,
From what I understand, they want you to go through some BS permit nonsense, just like if you're getting a driver's license.
mm-hmm.
It's really stupid. It's not like Indiana. Just make dead bodies. Just literally, just okay, defensively. More often than not, make dead bodies and you're perfectly okay. Some guy's hopped up on crack, he's hopped up on meth, and he wants to fuck you and he wants to fuck your dog. He comes
your
to
goat.
try. Yeah, and your goat. Because it's in Indiana. Why wouldn't you have a fucking goat? Thank you very much for reminding me. He wants to fuck you, he wants to fuck your dog, he wants to fuck your goat. And he starts by going to try and fuck you. So as he's coming to fuck you, castle doctrine. You can blast this asshole's heart out of the back of his chest because you have to aim center mass because liberal. It's the nonsense they have carried over from Illinois State because of the stupid carry system.
Yeah, I think duty to retreat is so stupid, especially if it's your own home.
No, what they should call it is not a duty to retreat. It's a duty to be sodomized. That's what they should call it. It's a duty to be sodomized because they're expecting the crook to sexually violate every person that they're trying to criminally violate. And for these people that they're sexually violating to enjoy it because reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that. Reasons. So this is something they should allow. Naturally, I say no. I don't care what your debauchery is. I'm not paying for it. I want to say that you, as a person of program X, should have access to Y because reasons. Nope. You got a hard legal battle to say otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
I say nope, nope, and I cite a fucking nope. Just nope that all onto a sandwich and then eat it and call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
I feel ya. I'm probably gonna pass myself the hell out soon myself.
Yeah. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I think we're starting to wind down.
Oh, definitely. Good times, though. Good times.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll let you know about my new Yu-Gi-Oh deck at some point. It's so fun.
Your Yu-Gi-Oh deck is hell. It doesn't matter what it is hell. You are a master above me. There's no way I think I can defeat you because I was on Duel Masters for Magic the Gathering, and I tried to make something like that with Yu-Gi-Oh, and it just didn't translate. So I got just destroyed, constantly destroyed. Whatever strategy I did in Magic the Gathering, I would try and translate to Yu-Gi-Oh, just no luck.
Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic are different, or they play very different.
Yeah, they're different. Oh.
In Yu-Gi-Oh, especially the way modern Yu-Gi-Oh is, you're special summon, you're just special summoning as much as you can. You only get one normal summon, and there's going to be an effect to it.
Put a bullet in me.
Yeah, right now I'm in gold rank in Master Duel, and yeah, that's fun. It's not high, but it's definitely a bit of a wall because I've gotten to platinum before and it's rough.
There's one thing I want to do in particular to screw with Comrade Hellas, and that's the gameplay from What the hell is that game called? Not the name of my bank. Not Paradise. God dang World War III game.
Mhm.
The hell is it? Dang it. It's Americans and the Koreans fighting each other. And they decide to have the supposed Koreans as in actuality the Chinese. They just cover it over because, well, we couldn't make the game if we made it into China because the government and the company and blah, 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 blah. Homefront. That's
that series.
Yeah, Homefront. Yeah. Good game ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm.
Good principle. Good something to really think on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I will say with Yu-Gi-Oh, a lot of it is like the synergy is more about combos because you gotta like the best way to explain it is there's kind of just various like when you build a deck, there's various lines of combos that you've got to kind of have an idea of.
Yep.
Like,
and I'm
like I
not good at
mentioned-
any of those.
Huh?
And I am not good at any of those.
Luckily, the invoked line is very simple. Normal summon Alistair. Search the fusion spell from the deck. Play the card. And then take your card and then fuse from your hand or on the field your cards of choice to bring out the fusion monster of choice. And then Alistair will banish, and the fusion spell will go to the graveyard. You activate the graveyard effect of the fusion spell, bring Alistair back to your hand. The fusion spell goes back into the deck, and you just repeat the process the next turn.
Nice.
Whereas others, it's like you use one, and then it triggers some effect. You pull that from the graveyard, put that down, link, and you go up.
Well, I'm gonna pass the hell out.
Yeah, I'm about to do the same.
Good. Yeah, glad to have fun, dude.
Always fun, and I'll definitely make sure to bother you some more.
Yeah, go for it. I'll figure some shit out.
Oh yeah, did you like the songs I sent you, or I sent videos of?
Your songs weren't as heavy metal as I would normally like, but it's better than that dumb Chomsky child fucking commie propaganda.
Yeah, those aren't hard metal. Those are more like
Rocky.
those are more like electro
Mm.
or electronic in some way.
It's like if you listen to Cybreed.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to Cybreed and instead of metal, they're just a rock band. That's what I'm thinking of when I listen to a lot of the music you send me.
Yeah. Other than like Sabaton, I don't really listen to a lot of like actual metal. Some of it's like anime related J-pop. Some of it's like one I'm listening to is Adelita's Way. They were yeah. They're more just about rock in general.
I listen to legit metal all the time. It drives Scoob up the wall because he's used to the proto hip hop that was actually civilized. Whereas I got into metal because all of the hip hop by me was I'm a degenerate child molesting scumbag that does cocaine and LSD.
That actually doesn't molest kids.
Yes. In actuality, they don't, but they're going to tell you in the song that they do because it sells records for reasons that are despicable. But I'll assume, yes, this is what they're going to rate in to sell records. So because I do LSD and all these other drugs and molest kids, and on top of that, make several dead bodies in the weekend for my fully automatic weapons, you're going to believe that I am the most badass molester amongst you. So you're not only going to attempt to molest children because I indiscreetly tell you to molest children. You're going to vote for me to molest them. You're going to give me all of the, as it were, political power to do that to the children. And then when it comes to them actually, being in the room to put the ballot into the actual machine, everyone else will look at them and go, nah, you're full of shit. And they're going to actually break them apart 3 days of Sunday. Well, hopefully. You would hope they would, but more often than not, maybe instead of actually breaking into 4 separate pieces, they might copulate because they are degenerates.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on if or if they do not have principles.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time for bed.
Oh, yeah, I'll go to bed. All right. Good night, dude.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to call it night, everybody. So, naturally, you have yourselves a good night. Look into Crossfire Hurricane. Look into Pixie Gunner. Look into Scoobie331. Look into the Burnside Film Project. Have yourselves some fun. We're gonna call it a night. Don't get yourselves arrested. Whatever you do, like Bobby Rizzo says, just don't get yourselves arrested. We hope that's not too much to ask. Have yourselves a good time. Farewell.